We're going to take a look at the Agility Intelligence Suite. The Agility Intelligence Suite is made up of these 5 applications. The interpreter, which takes unstructured documents and brings them into Macola to create maybe sales orders or purchase orders automatically. And many other types of transactions can be created also. The Agility Packing solution helps you optimize your shipments based on weights and dimensions and box sizes to help your staff pack and ship orders quickly in the most optimized way. The Agility Agent is a way to talk to Macola in a natural language without having to be a SQL guru. The AI Fusion product is a scheduling application, drag and drop for POP and shop floor, and even manually created work orders if you don't use POP or shop floor. The AI automation solution is similar to Event Manager, but it has a whole library of Wisys behind it. Let's go ahead and talk about the interpreter. The interpreter lets you bring in unstructured documents like this PDF, and any type of document really, Excel, Word, text files, PDFs, graphic images. And you can just drag them in and apply a template if needed and process your order. Let's see how it works. On the user interface here, I'll press the interpreter. The interpreter has a dashboard. It tells you things you need to pay attention to, what might have not worked out so well, and what's actually been processed. Down below, this is where we actually do some work and process a document. The inbound document manager is where documents come in from AI automation. And so based on the document type, you can see that there's a directory here on the server where documents go. How they get there is based on this inbound setting. This is where you tell it what type of documents you want to process and which folders they're going to show up in. Or you can simply do it one by one like I'm going to do right now. I'll go ahead and process a document. The document that's come in is for my customer 908. I'll just browse out and get the document that I've received. I'll upload it. And you can imagine you have a sales order from 1 to 100 items or more. AI is evaluating the document right now. And based on the template that I've got set up, I can see here the different things like this document would not know I want to create a booked order. So that's been automated. I've also defaulted the warehouse. Your customer would never know where or what warehouse you're going to use. I do see a problem here. I'm going to go ahead and change the date. To today's date. And I'm simply going to push the create button. And now I've created order 1059. We go over to Macola. We can look over here. 1059. So there's the order that we've created. And now you would just normally go through your normal business process, whether you're using the Wisys desktop agility or Macola itself, and process that order. So at this point, we're pretty much done. However, we probably should take a look at the template and how to create a template. There's a template wizard. This wizard, you'd give it a name, ABC orders. Customer ABC. And when you get down here, you create a transaction type. This is where you engage the Wisys Business Automation Library. and you can look at all the different things you could do. Create customers. If you get a spreadsheet, you might want to have a whole list of customers you want to create from a spreadsheet. Down here, I can create a sales order. And so maybe I'll say create sales order. And you go on here and you work on the API. These are all the fields that are required. There's the ability to map fields. If you want to bring in other user-defined fields, you can certainly do that. You can see here there's quite a few fields you can bring in. Then you look at the layout. You can drag and drop these things on here on how you want your order to be reviewed. And finally, then you're going to do a little more mapping. Once you go through the process of the transaction, you could have it give you a response. Maybe you want to see the order number. Just paste this little argument in there and you're good to go. Do the review and save it, and your template is done. And so then you have your templates over here, and you can apply them as needed. If you have 1,000 customers, you might say, well, gosh, I don't want to build 1,000 templates. But it's likely that, the 80-20 rule is in effect, that 80% of your orders come from 20% of your customers. So you may not need to do that many templates. You can also have a general template. Maybe that onesie-twosie that comes in, you can just apply the general template to it. You may have to add a few fields to it that it might not understand, but then you can move ahead with that. So it's fairly straightforward, easy to use, and all you have to do is come in every day and look at what your requirements are, things to review, what hasn't worked out, and things that you've processed. All right, thanks for your attention, and I hope you give us a try when you have an opportunity.